Yeah, hi. This time the video is about my monthly cost of living here in Cebu City, and therefore I will now break down the numbers for you while we have a lunch simply at Angel's Burgers. I live here in a suburb of Cebu City. It's a small townhouse, as you can see in the background, with 3 bedroom, 2 CR, about 65 square meter on 2 floors. And the rent is usually 13k, but as I have a water tank installed, I pay 14k a month. Water tank is very important, especially in the dry season, as long you don't want to fill up drums at 2 a.m. in the night every time to have water for shower, CR and cleaning. And as you have seen, there is solar panels on the roof, because after Odette last year I installed solar panels, and my electricity is now down to around 1,500 peso per month. It's a 4 kilowatt solar. You find the videos about this on my channel, and it saves me about 4,500 peso at the moment each month. Maybe it will go up to 5,000. It depends on how the inflation will go. And as you can see in the picture here, for last year my bill was nearly 6,000 peso in the dry season, and that's why the solar really saves you a lot of money. And if you come here and even only rent like me, you should think about installing maybe a little balcony plant. That's what it's called when you just install one panel with a small inverter to maybe run one aircon, but during the day we have about 6 to 8 hours solar sun, so it saves you a lot. Water is luckily not so expensive. For 6 to 8 cubic meters we pay about 250 peso every month, and that's the typical for what we used. The next fixed cost a month that you have to consider is about the internet. I have a 100 megabit fiber line that I need for my work from home, and it costs 1,500 peso, but you can get lower ones for around 1,000 too. And for my postpaid cell phone contract I pay 1,500, but that is because I financed my phone. And basic prepaid contracts are about 500 to 700 peso a month only. For the TV basic channels you should consider 500 to 550 peso a month. But I cancelled my contract because now we don't watch TV so much, and therefore why should I use a TV? For the monthly spendings I use a simple app where I just note down what I spend. So everything related to groceries, which is food, but also things like drugstore articles or small things for the house, this is just this one amount, and it's at the moment around 15,000 per month. And this is all the articles we need for living, but as inflation rises I would calculate more like 17k in the future. And at the moment we don't cook much by ourselves, and also we go out from time to time, like you can see now, and that way I spend around 15k a month on food ordered, or like now when we enjoy Angel's Burgers. Yeah, and one of the cheapest burgers you can get is Angel's Burgers. They have the buy one take one offer at 37 peso only. So 37 peso you get 2 burgers, and that really gets you full. We now get some burgers with cheese, of course, and some drinks for our lunch. So next is eating. But as you can see, the cars going behind me, I don't have a car at the moment, so we usually use public transport here in the city. With my car I did spend around 5k on diesel each month, but with the recent inflation I would say you should calculate 6 to 8k for gasoline each month if you have a car in the city. So I now use public transport because it's much cheaper. If I take a taxi to SM City, it will cost about 500 peso. But if I use the new My Bus, it's just about 80 peso for both rides. And going to IT Park would be around 600 peso by taxi, but I can use the direct bus and it will be just about 80 peso too per person. Besides the old jeepneys, there's now new air-conditioned buses roaming the city, so public transport is more convenient than it has been. And that way I calculate around spending 5K for transportation each month now. Yeah, delicious lunch, only 95 peso for 2 burgers and 3 water. This gets you through the day. Yeah, and another point not to forget when you are getting older like me, I'm 57 now, is about medicine. As you get older, you have to take drugs regularly. I have something against my little high blood, and also I have vitamin C or painkillers in the house. And for that I calculate around 3K per month. Yeah, and maybe also you have helpers in the house. While I was living alone, my neighbor came over to wash dishes and help me a little bit with cleaning. And that amounted to about 2K a month I paid her. But she just came in for maybe an hour every 2 or 3 days to do this. So if you would hire a maid, then I would suggest calculate around 8 to 10K a month for this, and also consider to pay their SSS and PhilHealth, because this is a safety for them, security for when they have no job. PhilHealth and Social Security is about 1K per month if you pay a little above the minimum amount. Cheers! Yeah, that was nearly the video already. As I work 5 days a week, I don't go out that much, and it's a basic living at the moment. But there's some more points to keep in check. Others, that is all you need to make small repairs in the house or when you buy things for your household. As I already have all my household items, it is only around 4K at the month for me. But just the last 2 months I had to spend more because my 3 air cons needed cleaning. You should do this every year at least, and that was 3K. The water pump and the ref needed repairs, that added up to around 7K. I improved our sala a little bit, and the roof of our dirty kitchen needs repair. That's another 3K. And I bought a new mattress for our guest bed, which is also 4K. So these others, I would say you need to calculate a little amount too. I now have the resident visa, the SRRV, and that costs me 19,300 peso each year for the renewal. So you need to calculate 1,600 for this every month. And what everybody asks, I have a German health insurance which costs me 10K each month. Yeah, sadly they raised the premiums by 20% now, thanks to COVID and everything else. And if you like info on health insurance, then write it in the comments so I can give you the contact of my insurance broker. Giving all these numbers, I spend around 75K each month on my living here in the city, but there is still room for improvement. I can live from my job that pays about 65K each month. Only my health insurance I still pay from my savings. And if you don't live in the city but in the province, you sure can save more money, but I would suggest you always should consider to have 1K US dollar to live, to be on the safe and more comfortable side. For now, it's all what I have to say. I hope my numbers gave you a good insight. If you have questions, don't forget to ask. Put a like on the video and don't forget to subscribe for more updates. We now finished here our lunch meal and head home. Bye bye.